Good morning, beautiful people. If you don't know who I am, my name is DeAndre Saxon, aka Miami Patron. Now, if you've never seen buildings like this, it's because I'm currently in Colombia. Let me see if I can go ahead and, yeah, look at that. Got my Colombia jersey on just for this video. Now, the title of this video is How to Quit Your Job and Travel Forever. So I'm gonna first start off with my story. Now, the goal of this video is not to be some cliche video, but to give you some real actionable tips of how you can actually go out, begin to travel, quit your job, and do exactly what I did when I was 21 years old. So let me give you a backtrack of my story for those of you that don't know who I am or what I've been doing. So when I was 21 years old, I was working at CarMax. I was there for 4 months. I had previously failed a business in finances. I was working there for 2.5 years. I failed at it, and I ended up having to go back to a job. I had ran out of money, and I was working at CarMax, and it was the most unfulfilling thing in the world. I was not getting paid enough. Everybody was like complacent, and I was like, yo, this is not my life. I'm 21 years old. I'm not gonna give up yet. And I had this calling to do something more, and my calling was telling me to go to Miami. Now, some of you might be like, Miami? But honestly, there was just this calling for me to go to Miami, and it became an obsession. I remember driving, to work, and I'd see a bumper sticker in Miami. I remember one time I was sitting at a stoplight. Right in front of me, there was a car that had a sticker that said Miami, and then on the radio, they were talking about Miami as well. And it's just like there was just like this obsession. And for those of you that know, I actually ended up moving to Miami, I think, 2 months later. When I went to Miami, I had $600 in my wallet, in my bank account. I didn't know anybody in Miami. I didn't have a place to stay. I had an Airbnb booked hostel style for like a week. And I just like followed my dream. And that was the first time I actually betted on myself. I quit my job and I betted on myself. So that's how might you be feeling? And so what happened was, even though I made that jump, I knew I'd make it happen. And so what I did was I started, my very first business out there is I started by starting an agency, right? I started my own Facebook ad agency, selling my own knowledge out to the world. And that's where I got my first start in business and been able to travel ever since then, since I was 21, going on 22 years old. I think I was 22 at the time or something when I got to Miami. And so guys, ever since then, I've been able to travel. Ever since leaving Miami at 21, I'm now 23 now, coming to you from beautiful Colombia. So ever since then, guys, I've been able to sell my information that's in my head. Whether it was starting my Facebook ads agency, my first year in Miami, I was able to make right under 6 figures selling my information to local businesses by running their Facebook and Instagram ads. And since I turned 23, in January, I turned 23. And I've been able to travel. I didn't even have a passport at the time. I didn't get a passport till May. But anyway, since February, I spent a month in Puerto Rico. All right, I'll put some videos in here. I spent a month in Puerto Rico. Then from there, New York and New Jersey. And then California, my hometown. I was born in San Diego. And then, Mexico, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, all these different places. And the coolest thing is, ever since I betted on myself, ever since I quit my job when I was 21 years old, I've been able to live literally from this phone and my laptop. All I needed was my phone, my laptop, and I've been able to travel. And I've been in Colombia now for over 3 months, and now I'm planning my trip to Brazil, Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic. I like the Latin girls, so I'm gonna stay in the Caribbean for now. But guys, this video is meant to inspire you, to tell you that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. If you wanna quit your job, if you wanna travel, you can do that. And the best business to start, right? And this is not some like Instagram shit where you see people traveling, taking photos for the gram, or even all that fake stuff, right? This is my goal is to inspire you, but also give you actionable tips. So if you want to quit your job, if you want to travel, you can do that. Now, the best way to do that is to start an information business. Now, what I mean by information business, start a business where you're selling your knowledge, whether it's consulting or selling a digital product with your knowledge. Now, let me give you the start. My first business was selling information as a form of a consultant. So what is a consultant? That sounds like super, like you wear a suit, all that kind of stuff. No. Basically what I did was I learn how to do Facebook ads. At the time when I moved to Miami, I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't have any tangible skills. So I was like, okay, in order for somebody to pay me $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, I have to get a skill worth somebody to pay me for that. So I was like, okay, what's the easiest thing to do? I started doing YouTube research, and something came up, said Facebook ads, social media marketing. I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at social media. I use social media. I'm good enough for a small business to pay me $1,000 a month. So I was like, okay, let me learn. And it took me about 3 months to learn, the ins and outs. I wasn't perfect, but I was just better. I was just good enough to sell my service for $1,000 a month. So I didn't have a bill. I didn't go selling t-shirts. I didn't have any physical loans. I didn't need anything. All it did was it took me time to learn a skill where a business owner somebody was able to pay me at least $1,000 a month. And ever since then, I've been able to make money from my laptop. And I went from zero when I first got to Miami to making, I think it was like $6,000 a month 2 months later. And it's been up since then. So all I did was take my knowledge in my head and sell it to other people as a consultant. So that's when I got my start. That was my very first business, and I did that for about a year. But then something happened. What happened was I didn't feel fulfilled. Because even though I was selling information, I didn't feel like I was really helping people, right? In a way, like, yeah, I can generate Facebook ads for local businesses, but I really want to impact people, right? And that's when I came to my current business, where now I'm selling digital products and still doing consulting, but now I'm changing and impacting other people's lives by helping them create their own digital products, giving them their own lifestyle where they can have amazing views like this. Look at this. This is Medellin, Colombia. Look at the mountains, all this kind of stuff. It's a beautiful, amazing place. And so basically what I do now is I teach people how to take their knowledge, their experience, and how to put that into a product in which they can serve the market, in which they can serve people, where they can live the lifestyle that they want, so they can quit their job. What does the average job pay? 1,000, 2, 3, no, more than that. What, 3,000 a month, 2,500 a month, 3, 4 grand a month? Imagine if you had a digital product where you sold it for $1,000. You'd only need 4 to replace your current job right now. And all you're doing is taking the experience and knowledge that you have in your head and selling it to somebody and adding value to their life. Now, you might be saying, well, I don't have a skill. Guys, neither did I. Remember, when I moved to Miami, I didn't have a skill either, but I was willing to learn. It only took me a month, 2 months to actually get a skill that somebody was willing to pay me $1,000 a month for. So imagine that. Imagine if you took the next 30 days. You could literally quit your job in the next 30 days if you got really good at a skill that somebody was willing to pay you $1,000 for. Right? Whether you have the skill now, whether you're willing to learn, you can do that. You can use this advice right now that you have watching this video to begin your travels. Right? Like I said, I've been here 3 months and moving forward. So guys, this is a quick little video to inspire you to how can you actually quit your job and how can you travel full time? Selling your information online. That's it. Whether it's selling some services, as a consultant, selling information, doing a service for somebody, or whether it's you put it into a product and you give it to somebody else. Guys, hopefully you got some value from this video. If you want to dive a little bit deeper, I have some resources down in the description below where I can help you. I can help you begin your travels. I can help you begin to get that stuff going, where if this video inspires you, if you really want to quit your job, if you really want to travel full time, I can really help you do that. And my goal is to actually add value to you, not just flex on you, not just flex on Instagram and live a fake lifestyle. I've been living this real lifestyle of traveling now for over a year and a half. I think almost 2 years now. And guys, if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm nothing special. You guys can go watch my last videos I challenge you. Go watch my last video, one of my last videos where I moved to Miami. Where I said, hey, I'm quitting my job, I'm moving to Miami. Guys, that was only a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And since then, I've been able to, and I didn't even have my passport at the time, but now look at this. Here in Colombia, enjoying my time. So guys, hopefully you got some actionable tips from this. Sell your information online. Whether you sell it as a monthly service for a small business owner or online, or whether you package your knowledge in your head, put into a product you could sell to the masses. Because there's somebody out here in the world that wants to learn something that you're good at. And if you want to quit your job right now, if you hate your job, if you feel like there's so much more into your life, then you can do it. There's a calling. Like when there was a calling for me to move to Miami, you might be scared, but do it, because trust me, because on the other side of your fear, you'll be able to live the life that you want.